friends, good morning, happy Friday, happy Juneteenth. Today I am hoping to get quite a few things done actually. I am planning to dye some yarn with avocado. It's actually yarn that I've already dyed once with avocado and was kind of wishy-washy about how deep the color was, so I'm actually going to over dye it a second time with avocado again and hopefully just get the color that I want a little bit more. The other color was fine, just a little lighter than I wanted, but I've learned some things since the last time I dyed with avocado, so I'm going to give it a second go. While I'm doing so, I will most likely pop on an audiobook. At the moment, I'm reading White Fragility by Robin DiAngelo, and so far I really highly recommend it. You should read it too, or listen to it as I am doing. But I'm just looking forward to getting some work done today and also doing some deep critical thinking on this Juneteenth. I hate to admit that this is the very first time that I am actively celebrating Juneteenth, and it might be your first time as well, and I am ready to change that for the future. Dream knitting for a minute. So something that's been in my queue for a while is the Boylan Knitworks pattern It's a top in her Italy series. I've made the Tania, and I now want to make, I'm not quite sure how to pronounce it. It's either the Maritimo or the Maritimo, something along those lines. You've most likely seen it before. It's like a summery short sleeve top that's nice and flowy. It's got like a feather and fan pattern on the bottom. And it calls for a main color and then 2 contrast colors. So this is kind of what I think I'm loosely thinking for the top. For my main color, I have these 2 skeins by Fiber Story. This is yarn that, these 3 actually, not the black, but these 3 that are still skeined up, I got at YarnCon 2019 here in Chicago. But this Fiber Story is her fave sock in the Willow colorway. It's 100% superwash, 400 yards, and it's just really pretty. It's got just really pretty speckles of kind of a brown and black and yellow and this kind of purpley pink and a little bit of orange. And it's just really nice. It's just overall kind of a cream base and then these pops of speckles. So for the first contrast color, which is the more prominent contrast color, I picked out this skein of black cat fibers from my stash. Again, this was also from YarnCon, and this is her Nomad sock base in the Burl colorway. And it has so many beautiful colors going on. I kind of picked it out to complement the speckles and the main color. Predominantly a lot of kind of fiery oranges and reds with some lovely greens and tealy blues. And so I thought that would be really nice. And then you need the tiniest little bit of a second contrast color, and there's a lot going on with these, so I just wanted something nice and simple, and I just picked some black Cascade yarn from my stash from some leftovers that I had. This was actually my main color from my Painting Bricks shawl, which is a shawl by Stephen West that I knit during the month of April. And these are just some leftovers that I have from that. But I think this is going to be pretty perfect. I think it's going to be really, really nice. I think it's something that I'm going to wear a lot. And while I didn't originally buy this yarn with this project in mind, I just bought it because I thought it was beautiful. To be quite honest, there wasn't a project that I had in mind when I bought these 3. But as soon as I got them home, and as soon as I spent some time talking with a knitting friend who was also knitting the Maritimo top, I knew that these would be perfect. wanted to go ahead and update you on the avocado dyed yarn, and I am really thrilled with the result. So it's mostly true to color. It's a slightly pinker than it's showing up in the camera, but I am really happy with the results. So this is just a single ply yarn. It was originally pre-dyed. It was originally kind of an off-white color, and then I had dyed it once, as I said, and just didn't super love the color. It just wasn't deep enough. It wasn't pink enough. It was more of a peachy brown, but it still kind of has those undertones, but it's a little bit more pink now. It's washing out a little bit on the camera, but I'm thrilled with how it turned out, and I'm really excited to work with it. So my plans with it are to knit a second sample for my Vapor Trails shoulder wrap, which I talked about several days ago, about a week ago now, in my last video. And let me update you on the version I was working on at the time. It's actually across the room, so let's take a little walk. But you guys, so here she is. She's beautiful. She's off the blocking mat. She grew quite a bit. She's still too small. I'm really disappointed. It would, at this point, probably fit my niece, who is 9. So, I don't know. Maybe maybe I'll have kind of a more child-sized sample for the pattern. Maybe I'll just gift it to her. She would look super cute in it. I could take some really sweet pictures of her in it. Or maybe I just made myself an expensive table runner. Who's to say? But either way, it's too small, which is really disappointing. So I'm going to be using the avocado dyed yarn to make my second sample. It was supposed to be my second usable sample. Now it's going to be maybe my only usable sample. But I'm going to do round 2. I had dyed 3 skeins of the avocado yarn, which was more than I needed. I'm only going to need 2 in order to make this second sample, but what a hassle. But you live and you learn. It just kind of goes to show all the behind the scenes that perhaps a designer has to put into a finished object in order to kind of produce that design. But you know what? Like I said before, I love this pattern. I can't get enough of it. I can't stop making it. So I will keep on knitting it, because this last sample just did not work out. But you live and you learn.